Mew, good afternoon, YouTube. So, I promised some personal vlogs as well as topical ones. And while my life isn't all that interesting at the moment, I felt it important to talk about some things. Usually, I'm a very happy and energetic person, but yesterday was pretty low for me. It was a good friend of mine's birthday yesterday, and when I say good friend, I mean he's someone that I trust, respect, and love with every part of me. And despite the fact that yesterday should have been an opportunity to celebrate that, I couldn't bring myself to because right now he's in boot camp as a Marine recruit, and this is just not his style. He's too kind and soft hearted for this to do him much good. But he's there, and he's depressed and hurting, and he had no opportunity to celebrate his own birthday. Besides that, I miss him terribly and just want him to be home again. So I was feeling that pretty hard. But on top of that, I'm in a human sexuality course at the moment, and our current topic of discussion is sexual abuse and assault. Yesterday's class brought in a few people to talk about various organizations that are in place locally to help the victims, as well as try to prevent future instances from occurring. But one of the people who spoke didn't just talk about the organization she's part of, but she shared her story. And while not similar to mine at all, it reminded me of my own story that I've only shared with two people since it happened. And now I guess I'm gonna share it with anyone who watches this video. To keep it brief and PG-13, this happened just this past fall, and I was kinda sorta dating this guy, and I've known him for a few years now, and I was really depressed and sick all semester. And my sex drive was therefore next to null. So when I went over to see him, all I wanted to do was cuddle and talk and fall asleep knowing someone was there. But he had other ideas in mind, and he insisted on touching. I kept telling him no, saying I was too tired and too sick, and that I just wasn't interested. But he insisted, and kept insisting, until I stopped fighting, and just laid there and let him do what he wanted, bored and hurt. Till I got tired of it, and kicked his hand away, and rolled over to sleep. Of all the messed up things, I apologized to him afterwards, when anyone with a logical and sane mind would know that he really should have been apologizing to me instead. But anyway, I fell asleep and ended up getting up and walking home at around 4 or 5 in the morning because I just couldn't sleep in that bed with him. I couldn't stay there after that. I knew I didn't want what happened, but up until recently, I was like everyone else and thinking that if you're dating someone, it can't possibly count as assault. But I know I said no, and that I didn't want the touching. So I know it counts. He and I are still friends, and yes, we're still close, but there's no way that I'd be able to trust him enough to get close with him like that ever again. How can I, if he didn't respect the fact that no means no, and he couldn't take no for an answer? So yesterday was pretty rough, but I try not to let what happened get me down or tear me apart. At least I try not to very often. Sometimes it still gets to me. And talking with Master last night helped. It really helped a lot, despite being down in the dumps. It was nice, idle chat, and I told him my story, and he really listened. And he assured me he was there for me, and made sure he wouldn't cross those lines with me. I'm very lucky to have him. Anyway, thanks for listening, YouTube. Thoughts, comments, concerns? Share them.